Hey guys, so today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a little bit of a comparison video. For those who don't know, I am a legal medical marijuana patient in the state of Louisiana. So I have a couple of joints that I rolled here. And what we're going to do today is we're going to be smoking both of these bad boys. But one of them is legal bud. One of them is Bubba Kush. No, that's the Pineapple Express. Hold on, let me find my bottle with the Bubba Kush. I don't have much of it left. That's Moon Rocks. So Louisiana recently just came out with smokable medical marijuana, which means for those who are medical marijuana patients in the state of Louisiana, you can go ahead and you can go to your local dispensary. Well, maybe not now, but hopefully in the future as things get opened up more, and as our market naturally works itself out, you'll hopefully be able to go into dispensaries and get a decently priced eighth or half ounce or even ounce of flour. But this is our current product, and let me go ahead and share that with you guys. That's our current product. It's a dark green, which pretty good, but there is a lot of stems, there's a lot of leaves, and that's a kind of a big problem with bud in general. For a little bit of a comparison, this is some stuff that I got on the street. So this is going to be a street comparison versus the real deal in the dispensary comparison. So on the street is obviously significantly better. There's a lot of stuff like this, a lot of small nugs and stuff like that, but there's a lot of thicker nugs in here, and there's just a lot more variability between the weed on the streets, and that's the thing right now. In this market right now, street marijuana is still a much better alternative to dispensary marijuana in the state of Louisiana. Until we allow our markets to open up and until we allow more people to start growing, it's going to be that way. This is the joint with the flower from the street. So we're going to start by smoking this one, which is my dispensary joint. So let's go ahead and light this up. For those who live out in California or those who live out in Colorado and stuff like that, you get good mid for like $8 to $10 a G, maybe less. This is $22 a G in Louisiana. I just want that to be known. Marijuana prices in the dispensary are absolutely ridiculous. If you can even find flour in a Louisiana dispensary. Because they've rolled it out about a month ago. And it sold out in 2 weeks. They said they weren't going to have supply chain issues. And then this... It makes no sense. Whatever. That would bring me to a whole other rant. Let's just get to smoking these bad boys. Yeah. A little bit of the bud got through the filter there. That makes no sense. Okay. Oh, Lord. First thing about this, it canoes like a motherfucker. As maybe you guys can already tell, it's already canoeing. Anyway, yeah, I can't much say that I like Bubba Kush on an average day, so I certainly don't really care for it as $22 at G. If you like Bubba Kush, maybe you'll enjoy it, but I'm going to go ahead and... Shit, I bent it. No, don't bend. Set that in there. Kind of let it burn off a little bit. And we're going to go ahead and get into smoking the second one. I'm not smoking full joints because these are the king size and they have like 1.5 grams each in them. And I have things to do today. I still have a class and I still have to grab lunch with people, and yeah, so I'm not smoking both of these right now. But yeah, so this J costs me 22. No. This is 1.5. So this J cost me $33-ish. Think about that. Just go ahead and think about that. For those who aren't from Louisiana or aren't from states where it is only medically legal, I want you guys to think about that. Think about where we are in our marijuana production. That we... For 1.5 grams, it's $33. That just pisses me off. The price will never be explainable at $22 a gram. Never. I mean this, never. And people are going into dispensaries and buying this shit out. Think about that. Now, hold on for a second. Let me go ahead and grab out my handy dandy calculator here. So we have $22 times, because they don't go down in price. They really don't, and it angers me greatly. So that's $616 per ounce. For a little bit of a comparison, this ounce, which is no longer entirely an ounce, it's probably about 22, maybe a little bit less. That ounce cost me $200. It's 3 times more expensive to do things legally in the state of Louisiana. I just want you to know that. Just for the state's records, it is 3 times more expensive to get legal marijuana than it is to just buy it off the streets. That's why people are still buying marijuana off the streets, but are using the medical cards to get away with having it. I want to make that clear. Louisiana, you haven't addressed any issues. You haven't legalized marijuana barely at all. What you've actually done is created a dangerous black market. Anywho, we're used to having dangerous black markets. I mean, just look at Baton Rouge and New Orleans. Anywho, I live in Baton Rouge, by the way. Don't at me on that shit. We all know that if we had the opportunity, we wouldn't be living in Baton Rouge. We're going to go ahead and get into the second joint now. Kind of show you what it all tastes like. I may smoke all of this one. It won't be on camera, though. That's not bad. This is wedding cake. Which is kind of more... for me, it's not really fruity. Like, a lot of people say, oh, wedding cake is too fruity for me, or this, that, and the other. I don't much think that wedding cake is all that fruity. I think it's more like garlicky to me. Which makes sense because wedding cake is a cross of like mince. Oh shit, that is a lip joint on my pants. And it's quite garlicky. Anywho, I'm just going to set this in here with the other J. I want to make this clear. I smoke a lot, but none of it's really quality stuff in Louisiana. Whenever I'm in Louisiana, there's really no getting quality here. You just gotta smoke quantity and hope you get high. That's really how it is in the state of Louisiana. I could only imagine for states where it's not legal and there is no reprieve of the possibility of getting a legal card. Like, for those who aren't in medically legal states, like Texas, for instance. Texas, the only reason that you would ever get marijuana from Texas is because a lot of the marijuana from Texas is coming from Mexico. That's it. And it's really good shit coming from Mexico. And you cannot tell me otherwise. So I just want to make that very kind of understood. Louisiana has a very dry market whenever it comes to marijuana. A lot of our products are shabby, to say the least. I will put it out there. If you're ever in Louisiana, definitely go the street route if you can and if you know the person is going to do everything correctly. Right? As long as if you know the person, I would say it's completely okay. Right? It's just like buying moonshine. If anybody's ever bought moonshine, I know it's kind of weird. You're like, you buy moonshine? Why would you do that? I only bought moonshine once, but it's pretty easy, really. You just go up, you hand the money to them, you get the bottle or the weed. It's not really too difficult. It's. I will put it like this, and make this very clear. In Louisiana, there are still people. I am one of them, and I'm sorry to say this. There are still people that go to the street variant to actually get their medication. Easily. You want to know why? Because your prices are 3 times higher than that of the streets. And your product is not 3 times better. Right? If I go to California and I pay $80 for a weed made by Lil Wayne. Let's just use his because his is really dank shit. Right? Let's say I'm spending $80 on an eighth of weed. I'm expecting to get something for that. Right? Now you have me spending what? $66 after taxes, damn near $80 on an eighth of weed in the state of Louisiana. And it doesn't get any better with tinctures or the concentrates that you syringe into your dab machine. The syringes for a half gram is $105. And the tinctures are even worse. I want to make this very clear. Louisiana, you took a huge step backwards. Your prices are ridiculous. You need to open up and allow growers to grow in the state of Louisiana. And I'm not just saying that because I have investments in marijuana industries. But that's a possible benefit for me too. Anywho, I digress. I want this to be very clear. Louisiana, your market right now is not sustainable. You have so many people still on the streets because your market sucks, right? There's people that can afford that top-notch eighth and want to pay $80 after tax for an eighth. There's people that are just going to be like, screw it, let me go over to the corner and buy a $30 eighth or a $25 eighth, and I'll be just fine with it. Because you can get good stuff in the state of Louisiana if you know who you're talking to for a pretty good price. And that's a fact. I want to make this very clear. The stuff on the street is just as good, if not better. This is just as good as this, if not better. And this costed me maybe about $8 a gram. This costed me damn near $24. So I want to make that very clear. There is a huge problem here. I'm paying 3 times the price and not even getting close to that type of performance. If you want it to be 3 times the price, make it worth my while. If I'm going to pay $80 for an eighth, make that eighth worth my while. Make it worth my mile, too. Make it last more than a day, right? I have to smoke a joint and a half of $22 bud to get decently stoned. And that's not anything to do with my tolerance, because I didn't smoke a lot before I started, after I got my medical card, right? I didn't use marijuana until I got my medical card. So, all of this stuff just makes no sense to me. Why is it so hard to have a functioning cannabis industry? We used to have fucking cocaine and cola. And now I can't smoke a joint for a decent price? I digress. That's just, this one's getting into me kind of ranting about how shitty Louisiana actually is with this stuff. But it's kind of an understandable thing whenever you actually look at our prices. Anywho, hopefully you all did enjoy. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. As a kind of summary of this, street bud is much better than dispensary bud in the state of Louisiana, and much less expensive. So if you're ever in the state of Louisiana and you're like, I have a medical card, but I also don't want to spend an assload of money, just go to the street. Just get some stuff off the street. It's pretty much the same. Anywho, enjoy your day.